Hello, this is Steve Billionaird, and you're now tuning into Sports Rap. First topic, NBA free agency. Whoa, DeAndre Jordan. Okay, he ends up staying with the Clippers after all. Crazy. DeAndre signed a deal with the Mavericks. He was supposed to be going to the Mavericks. Last report, Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, Doc Rivers, and the Clippers management are all at his house. And the Twitter's going crazy. Emojis flying around going crazy, showing the different movements that they're going. They evidently went there, convinced DeAndre that, yeah, we want you here. We're going to make sure that you get the ball, and we're going to, put in some plays, and we're going to make sure that you need to be here. And I think overall, that's all DeAndre really wanted. I think he really wanted love first and foremost from Chris Paul, because there were reports that them two were not getting along. And, Chris Paul has some beef with DeAndre about the free throw shooting. We all, are aware of that. But I think in the end, like a child that doesn't get attention, I think that's what it was. DeAndre just wanted to know that he was wanted, that he's a factor, that he's a teammate that's going to be one that's going to obviously be pivotal to hopefully the Clippers playoff and championship run. So congratulations, DeAndre. Much success. I think it was a good move for you to stay home. With the addition with Paul Pierce, I think y'all going to be a great team. And, good luck with everything. Now, next subject, or topic. The NBA free agency winners and losers. Winner, the Spurs. No question about it. They got Aldridge, which is going to be the replacement of Tim Duncan once Tim Duncan decides to retire after this season. Tim Duncan took a pay cut. Big ups to Tim. Tim is a winner. He understands what is needed. Like when he came into the league, David Robinson was at the tail end of his career, and David Robinson gave him that speech saying, look, this is going to be your team, and once you come aboard, and you're going to take this team to championships and be here for the next 10, 15, 16 years. And I think the same conversation just was handed down to Aldridge. Just basically come here, you can win now. You already seen we won the championship year before last. We still have our team intact. Ginobili is coming back. Kawhi Leonard, great move for the Spurs. They gave him a max deal. I think that was a great decision because Kawhi Leonard is a great player. He's played against the best. He's definitely held his own against LeBron James. So I think that was a great move. And then also another great move that no one's probably talking about is David West. David West is a veteran, a leader, from the Indiana Pacers. Going to provide toughness, going to provide another scoring punch off the bench. And he's going to give also the leadership that's needed for that team to make a championship run again in next season. So along with also resigning Danny Green. Unfortunately, they lost Corey Joseph to the Raptors, but I think they have enough that they'll be fine. So that was one winner. Second winner, I think that no one's going to believe I'm about to say, the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks, with the first move they made, signing Greg Monroe from the Detroit Pistons. Greg Monroe has been in the league for a couple of years, has, put up great numbers, and is, I would say, within the top 10 as far as big men in the NBA. And I think with the team like the Bucks that like to get up and down the floor, is perfect for him. They re-signed Middleton, which stepped up and did his thing. They also, the Greek Freak came out and, made his splash into the league and into the NBA. And even though I think Jabari Parker unfortunately went down with that injury, I think it was a blessing in disguise because those players that were not really that known stepped up and made a name for themselves. And now when Jabari Parker comes back and he doesn't have to rush back now that they have Greg Monroe, I think the Milwaukee Bucks is going to be top contender team. They definitely a playoff team, and the push that they gave, and they gave the Bulls all that they had to offer. I think next year, look out for the Milwaukee Bucks. They definitely a team to be reckoned with. Another team I would say is a winner as well is the Lakers. I know I've been kind of hard on the Lakers, even though they didn't get the big men that they thought they were going to get. And, of course, Greg Monroe, also, with the other big men they were getting. They did end up getting Hibbert, which is not a bad big man. They also got Brandon Bass from the Celtics. Good pickup. Veteran player, power forward, going to come in, give you big minutes, going to, give you that toughness, pull the rebounds, and provide scoring. And they also picked up Lou Williams, Sixth Man of the Year this past season from the Raptors. So I think that's another shooter that they provide. Now, D'Angelo Jackson have some players that he can distribute the ball to. I think Kobe going to be rejuvenated because now he has some players that are veterans that understand how to play in this league and understand how to win. And at the same time, I think Jackson is going to have a great group of veterans that's going to, show him the ropes and show him how to play in, the best league in the world, the best game in the world, which is the NBA. So I think with those moves, they should be fine. And also, finally, the Toronto Raptors. Yes, Toronto. They picked up Damari Carroll, and he's basically going back home. He's Canadian, so they gave him a max deal, and I think Damari Carroll, which the Raptors needed at the end of their season in the playoff run, they didn't do so well because they didn't have that another scoring punch. They had DeMar DeRozan. They had, the other people that that can score, but with now Damari Carroll and the pickup with Corey Joseph, they should be fine. And now the losers, the Wizards, they lost Paul Pierce, the truth. Big shots. We've seen big shot after big shot that he hit with the Wizards during the playoffs. Great playoff run by the Wizards. Fortunately, it ended with Atlanta. Now, the need that the Wizards needed was scoring in the front court, and now they lost Paul Pierce. I mean, they still have maybe an opportunity to pick someone else, but it ain't going to be no one like Paul Pierce. And Paul Pierce provided great leadership for John Wall, for Bill, and for those other players. Now Nene's going to even need more help because now they're going to still lacking that scoring punch. So we'll see, but I think they were the losers. Also, the Mavericks, obviously. They were really counting on DeAndre Jordan coming to that team. They lost Tyson Chandler. They lost Monte Ellis to the Indiana Pacers. That's a lot of scoring. Now, Mark Cuban is probably pulling his hair out like, okay, what are we going to do right now? And now, I feel for Dirk because this is probably going to be Dirk's last season next season. And yeah, now they don't have any scoring punch. And lastly, the Blazers. They lost Aldridge. They did sign Lillard to a max deal, which is great. So they definitely have a point guard that's going to be secure for years to come. But now they're kind of going to be in a rebuilding stage. I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs next year because, Aldridge was an all-star and provided so much scoring and was like basically the number one option along with Lillard. And they also lost Matthews. Even though he went down with a Achilles heel injury, he probably would have came back, pretty strong next year. So now they got to look for some players to, support their bench. And so those are my, free agent winners and losers. And lastly, I just want to congratulate Anthony Davis. Signed a big deal, 5 years, $145 million. I think the Pelicans made a great move to secure their future with, to me, who I think is going to be a future MVP of the league. And so versatile, I think he will be one of the top players of the world because at 6'11", he can go outside, inside. He can shoot the three, he can shoot the mid-range. He has a post game on the defensive end. He blocks shots not only and defend his defender, he also defends the paint. So I just want to give Anthony a shout out to him and his family and give him a congratulations, for that big contract. I'm happy to see when young players that work hard and put in the work and do what they need to do to get a contract of that magnitude. So that's going to be about it for Sports Rap. If you have any comments or opinions, you can write them below. And more support, any questions that y'all want to ask, definitely shoot them, and we will answer it. And hopefully in the future segments, I will definitely answer the best questions that I feel like, that will help this, show become a success. And also, you can reach me on Twitter, Billionaird1, BILLIONAIRD1, and also subscribe to my channel, Steve Billionaire Sports Rap. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.